Welcome to the Jamodi podcast, where we interview coaches and leaders to find out not just what they do, but how they do what they do. Becoming the best version of ourselves is Jamodi, just a matter of doing it. I've loved getting to listen to your offensive philosophies and the things you teach, and on the shooting side too. So as we kind of move that direction, one of my favorite questions to ask is your favorite shooting game. If you just had your team in the gym or a group you're working with, this is the one. What do you go with?
Oh, favorite shooting game with my team?
Team or individual? Is it groups of two or three or anything competitive? Because as a coach that likes to run and gun, I'm always looking for new things.
Okay. Well, there's some really good ones out there, okay? But when I was thinking of this, I kept going back to a favorite from a lot of my private training, although I've turned this into something that could be done on every goal. So if you've got 6 goals, you're going to have 2 at each goal, so it would occupy 12. You can easily have 3 at each goal, so that would accommodate 18 players, and I can show you where they'd be. You need a rebounder and a passer, okay? But the shooting drill is in one of my courses. I put it in called 15. I think it's 15 shooting workouts, okay? And the name of it, I just call it motion all around shooting. Okay, and I could show you the video, but it's not going to help on the podcast. Okay, so I'll try. You can see my board,
yes,
right?
sir. Yeah, let's draw it up,
and I'll try to describe it verbally as well as I can. Okay, so let's just take. The yellow player is going to be the coach. That's you. Okay. And I'm going to put these players off, but again, you could have an extra player in here to rebound, and you, the coach, are just the passer. You're going to be right here in the middle of the lane.
Okay.
But I've done this with just me and another player. Okay. All right. So you start with the ball. Your player starts here on the baseline with their back to the half line, and they begin to backpedal toward the half line. Now, when you're ready for them to change directions, you pound the ball on the floor, okay? When you pound, they change direction. Now, just consider, Coach, transition. You're getting back on defense. Someone stole the ball. Boom, you turn and you got to go, right? That's what I'm trying to imitate, okay? Now, they come in for a layup, and I give them a pass wherever I want to. So I mix this up. At first, I give them a pass where they can just catch step and put it up. Other times I give it to them out here where they got to catch, put it on the ground once in order to get to the rim. Sometimes when they're backpedaling, I don't pound it. I throw them the ball. They have to catch it, throw to me, and cut.
Nice.
So, but that's like 3 different workouts, you know.
Yeah.
I change it up in the workouts. Okay, so let's just stick to the main one. So they come in and they shoot this layup. Now, they don't rebound.
Okay.
I'm rebounding this layup, and they continue to curl to the elbow on the other side of the lane.
Yep.
And by then, I'm giving them a bounce pass because I want their footwork right there to be a 1-2, a pivot square up, not a hop, okay? So just consider that you're curling around a screen and you're catching a pass, and I need you to catch step, boom, 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 up, right?
Yep.
Now, they don't rebound that shot. I do. Now, if it goes long, big deal. You're going to see it doesn't matter because after they shoot this, they fade to the same side wing/corner, just somewhere over there. Outside the 3. Now, wherever I rebound the ball, I'm going to throw it up in the air, Coach. I'm going to get some air on it like you're throwing a skip pass.
Mm-hmm.
I want this player to move under the pass. So I'm not giving them a great.
It's not perfect. Yep.
It's going to be off a little. So they got to move, get under. And in this case, they're going to catch in a hop. the other kind of footwork, right?
Yep.
So I'm working two kinds of footwork here, a 1-2, and they're going to move under, catch in a hop, and shoot that. Okay, so hopefully they're shooting a 3 there. All right, but sometimes they catch in here. Just depends on my pass. All right, and of course I'm rebounding that. Now after they shoot it, the pattern begins again, but on the other side. So they immediately begin to backpedal.
Backpedal, very cool.
And so wherever by the time I get the ball, I look up here, see where they're at. I pound it. They take off. I'm hitting them. It's a left-handed layup, right? By the way, let me stop here. So in later workouts, I'm changing this to a 2-foot shot.
Nice.
I'm changing to reverse layup. I just all kind of teardrop. I start changing the way they finish. Okay. But of course, when they shoot, they curl to the elbow on that side. And on this side, the footwork, the way you're looking at it, would be right, left.
Yes, sir.
It'd be right, left. So they're getting that mid-range shot, right? So they're getting a layup, mid-range shot, and then they're fading, and I'm throwing the skip again, and they catch and shoot a 3. So they're getting a layup, mid-range shot, a 3-point shot. They're working on their 1-2 footwork. They're catching a hop footwork, and on any kind of layup finish that I want. Now, if you consider getting back to the starting point as one trip, Coach, about 4 trips and their tongue is dragging on the floor.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of movement. If there's paint on the bottom of your feet, there'd be steps, footprints all over the place. Yep.
Oh yeah. And I used to train a good while back, 20 years ago. I used to train players who were waiting on their NBA tryout. These are the mid-college, all-conference players. They just have to kind of stay in shape and wait for that call, right, to go for a trial. So they would come into Atlanta and stay in Atlanta until they got the call, and they would come and work out with me. Well, of course, I'm working on, like you say here, finishing, mid-range, 3-point shots. They need to do that. But this was also a judge of their conditioning.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many trips can you go before you just gas out, or you start missing every shot? That's usually the key. You start now with your team, you can do this on a clock.
How long would you go? High school team, what would you start with?
Oh, I would start with 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes, maybe 3, because you're going hard here. You're going, I want them sprinting when they backpedal, and when I pound it, I want them sprinting. Could
you make it? And you could make it competitive with the highest score, like layups are worth 1, elbows worth 1, threes are worth 2, because there's always the time element's great, but then some type of score to where bring them all in. I love that.
Oh yeah, no, and tweak the scores sometime. Yeah. Okay, do it the opposite way. If you want to even things up, I've done this. Layups are 3, mid-range is 2, threes are 1. So the kid that can't shoot the 3 very well, they still got a chance if they can make all their layups, So anyway.
That's a great idea, though, too. I think if you look at most shooting games, what are the shots that they focus on the most? It's those ones that are worth the most. And so you can change it up day to day, depending on, right now, just finishing, it just seems like our touch is a little bit off. So that finish is going to be worth the most for you. I love that.
Right. Yeah, it's my favorite. Another reason I love it is I don't have to run around too much.
Now, what do you see obviously with one coach in the gym, for me, I'd be up at half court watching the time and everything. Do you trust a player to be the rebounder and pound? You after you teach it, they just have to be a good teammate there, right?
Yes, they do. But here's a great chance for you to teach the players what the reminders that they should be giving their teammates as they're going through the drill, get the ball in the square on the finish.
What type of footwork
left,
are
right.
you using? Yep.
Yes, left, right, or right, left. Remember, left, you're calling this out before. And, hey, get your feet in the air, hold your follow through, there's a chance to give reminders and encouragement and report. And so it should be a very noisy gym if you do that and do it right. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all these possibilities that you can do with this and combine their scores to where the rebounder has even more invested, because the more that my teammate makes, it's going to affect me too. If you combine their scores, Jim, I love that.
Right. Oh, you can do things like if they miss it and the player rebounds it without it hitting the floor, and you can you maybe get 1 point for that. If you can put it back in without taking a dribble, you get another point or 2, and you can add to the score. So that way the scores stay a little closer if you do something like that.
Give me the name of that game one more time.
Oh, it's MARS, like Mars.
Okay.
Motion all around shooting.
I like that.
Of course, I hyphenated around to round like they are.
Coach, that's good. The Faith Lions are going to be doing Mars shooting here in a little bit. I love it.
Hey, let me add one to, since you got a feel for that.
Oh yeah.
When they curl to the when they shoot the layup and they curl in here to shoot this mid range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like tomorrow, just say, now that they know the pattern, the next day, you're going to catch this. You see the momentum? You're going to catch this and rip and go the other way, one dribble, and shoot the bank. Yeah, or right?
Yep.
And then when they fade here, today when you catch this, you're going to catch, shot fake, one dribble, pull up in the mid-range. So you can work on their rip and go.
It is skill work within a shooting game, but there are so many aspects to that I think it's awesome.
Oh, I added when I throw this skip pass, I add a hop back 3, to it. So they drive, one dribble, hop backs. Suddenly that becomes a lot more difficult, especially when they start getting tired.
Yeah, when those legs start getting at them. Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the Jamodi podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.